Coming up on the Making Waves VO podcast.
And so building doors is really about getting enough attention to start the conversation with the ad agency that works with Lowe's people. When I talked to Valvoline, she literally said, I never even thought of voiceover as an opportunity for diversity.
Making waves.
Making waves.
Making waves.
Making waves. Making waves.
Making waves.
Making waves.
Making waves.
Making waves.
Making waves.
This is the Making Waves VO podcast with Kevin Kilpatrick and Bobby Maxwell.
Welcome to the Making Waves VO podcast. It's Kevin Kilpatrick here, and along with my podcast partner, Bobby Maxwell. How are you, Bobby?
Good. I feel like I haven't talked to you forever.
It seems that way, even though we tend to yak at least once a week. Most times it's a lot more than that. But I know you've missed me like a bad rash. You've missed me.
I know.
P.S. The Making Waves VO podcast is presented by Full Compass, fullcompass.com.
We know VO.
And it's going to be another great episode of the Making Waves VO podcast today. Bobby, I'm going to kind of let you take the lead and kind of describe what's going to be happening in just moments.
Okay, there's a female voiceover talent. We both worked with her at a workshop in New York a couple of years ago. She's really into sports as much as I am. And she, like myself and a lot of other females, have been trying to get jobs in the sports, whether it's promos, commercials, whatever. Not just sports, but male-dominated commercial work. And just hitting doors. And she decided to launch a campaign to get the attention of some of these clients, and she's calling it Building Doors, and she's getting some reaction. I love it.
And we're going to play some of these spots, these commercials, these promos coming up in just a little bit from these ladies that have voiced these. And I think you will believe, as the listener, that they're surely, truly, sometimes better than the male voices would have been or are. So, it's going to be something really cool. So, without further ado,
let's bring Christy Harst into the podcast room.
We are so pleased to have two amazing guests on the Making Waves VO podcast. It is voice actor Christy Harst and promo demo producer Harry Dunn. And I talk for a living. Isn't that crazy? Thanks so much,
early.
Harry. Thanks so much, Christy, for being here.
Oh, glad to be here. Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you so much.
Bobby, would you just introduce Christy officially and what she's going on and the lead that she's taken in getting women more work in voiceover?
Yeah, she's mainly done this because she's interested in male-dominated clients or sports, that kind of realm, and just trying to get her foot in the door on a woman being hired in the male-dominated field, and took upon herself to build this campaign where she's reaching out and tagging and just getting the attention of some of the clients out there that could be hiring women if they knew how good they are at what they're doing. And Christy, you take it away from there, all about building doors.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that great introduction. I actually started Building Doors because I was very frustrated after 3-4 years of focusing a lot of my attention to trying to voice for male-dominated sports. And I participated in a workshop that was led by a pretty big promo agent in our industry. And they told me basically, when I asked them point blank, what are my chances? What are my chances of voicing a promo for the NFL, MLB? And they were pretty honest. They were like, not so much. There are opportunities, but the opportunities have basically gone from 0 to 1. And there just isn't really a door to even knock on, let alone kick in. And so I became really frustrated. What have I been doing for the past 3 to 4 years? Why have I been working with producers, demo producers like Harry, and coaching with him? And why have I been working so hard at this if the opportunities aren't even there? So that's why I decided to start the Building Doors campaign. And I'm featuring women just like me who are passionate about male-dominated sports and brands and think that our voice could be a perfect fit for their brand messaging. And so far, we are getting some good traction.
And where are you getting that traction? What platforms?
Right now, I am posting on 5 different platforms. So that is LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. And while I'm not pulling Mr. Beast numbers, I'm not pulling those kind of likes and shares. What I am noticing is that it's a lot easier to start a conversation with a brand now that this campaign is out there. I have been very fortunate to have a conversation with the brass at Valvoline Instant Oil Change, and they were nothing but amazing and complimentary.
Oh, cool.
And they basically said, now that we've talked to you, we're going to make sure we push back when the ad agency comes to us and only presents us male voices. It was not something we had even thought of. We were just going with the status quo. And I'm super excited to share that I have a meeting with a big NCAA Division I brand. And next week I'm meeting with an ad agency. So it's going to be slow, right? But I really want to just chip away at this and really start to introduce people in the powers in the decision-making process that women represent a huge piece of the bottom line for so many of these brands. Why not include them?
Yeah,
That's great.
I really think that there are people on Madison Avenue that think that only men are watching, the NFL, or very, very, very small percentage are women. And we just have to let them know that that's just not how it is anymore at all.
Hang around. We'll be back shortly.
Hi, this is Nazia Chaudhry. You're listening to the Making Waves VO podcast with Kevin and Bobby.
Oh, Bobby, I remember getting into voiceover, and one of the most exciting parts about getting into voiceover is buying all the gear. You don't realize that until you become a voice actor and you got to produce your own stuff. And you go, ooh, this part should be fun. But then you go, I have not a clue on what I'm supposed to buy.
Exactly.
That's why you trust your good friends at Full Compass, fullcompass.com. They know VO there, and you're going to have a great selection of pro audio gear, and you're going to get a lot of good help. And there's a lot of good attributes that go along with buying from Full Compass.
Yeah, so if you're not really sure when you got the piece of equipment and you have questions about it, they have a free 2-year service or repair plan. They have free shipping on orders over $49. I love that. I think my favorite thing is the low price guarantee, because you just never know. You said a second ago that you're getting into this and you don't know what you need, but how about, do you know if you're paying the right price for it? So you don't have to worry about that when you shop at fullcompass.com. They'll guarantee to match the price on the products they sell for new, identical, and immediately available products offered at a lower price.
They have flexible financing, Bobby, and they also have free expert assistance, and that's why we say we know VO at Full Compass.
Everything from microphones to interfaces to headphones to mic booms, they've got it.
If you have any questions and you're more old school and you want to call them on the phone, you can call Full Compass at 800-356-5844. Full Compass and fullcompass.com.
We know VO. Now back to the podcast.
I actually think the opportunities are there now. And I think it has to do with how you approach your audition for a particular sport. And I'll tell you a story. So one of my people is a woman named Tracy Lindley. I don't know if y'all know her or not.
Mm-hmm.
She's a DPN client, terrific talent. And I had taught this whole thing where when you have a macho read, like a UFC fight, for example, you don't want to compete with a man. You don't want to try to get your voice low and do this macho read. You need to come up with a strategy for your audition that is the opposite of what a man does. Okay? So what I teach women to do is what I call the sultry read. Think of Jessica Rabbit, the sultry read where a man can't do that. Okay. So this NASCAR on Fox audition came up for Tracy. And she asked me to help her with it. And I said, remember what we learned because I did a seminar in Kansas City and she attended that. And I said, do a sultry read. Men can't do that. And when you do something like a sultry read, and they get like 10 macho reads from guys and the sultry read from a woman, you're forcing the producers to make a decision. And what I mean by that is they're in a room going, all right, so which one of these macho guys should we go? Well, there's this woman. Let's see what she has to do. And all of a sudden there's this cool sultry read. And all of a sudden it's like, wait a minute. What do you think? Is this the way to go? Long story short, she booked the NASCAR on Fox spot. And not only did she book it, she booked it off her audition. She never even had to do a session with them. They just
wow.
So, and then if you go to her website, or you'll find that spot and you can listen to it. So the opportunities are there. You just got to know how to go about auditioning for the sport. Do something a man can't do. That's the trick.
So Harry, do you think that women are getting the same amount of auditions for male-dominated sports as men?
I doubt it. But look, life is cyclical. If you look at ESPN in the 1990s, it was all men anchors, primarily men sideline reporters. Now you cut to 2024, it is probably 50-50 male to female anchors at the desk and probably 80% women on the field. Okay. You now have women that are play-by-play announcers. Doris Burke is doing play-by-play for the NBA. I heard a woman the other day for the women's college basketball tournament who also is the voice of the New York Yankees, I believe.
The Oakland A's just hired a female announcer for their broadcasts.
So think about life in terms of its the cycle is moving towards women. And it's moving towards minorities. There was a time where it was just the same 10 or 15 middle-aged white men that got every promo in town. It's changed. It's changing, So we did a seminar. Three of us in this conversation did a seminar in New York. One of the women booked a CW campaign. She did the Katie Keene campaign when it was on the air on Lucy Hale's show. Okay, so the opportunities are there. It just helps. It really has more to do with who your agent is. You really do need a big agent to get access to some of these auditions, not all of them, but some of them. And the agent world and voiceovers turned into like college football, where now it's just the Big Ten and it's just the SEC because the Pac-12 merged with the Big Ten and half the teams from the Big 12 went to the SEC. So you got these two power conferences. DPN just picked up KMR in New York. So they are now one. So it's all the KMR talent out of New York and all the DPN talent is now under the DPN umbrella. And then this guy, Nate, over at CESD just merged with Atlas or came over to Atlas and brought all his radio imaging people over. So now you've got these two huge agencies that really control a lot of the auditions. If you can get in with one of those two agents, or even with ACM as a management company or Jason Marks as a management company, you're going to get a lot of opportunities. And when you do get those opportunities, just ask yourself this question: will a man go about this audition, and how do I do the opposite of that?
I think Christy, when she spoke a couple minutes ago, made a very strong point. Are you seeing women getting these auditions just as much as men? I mean, I don't want to get into a he said, she said, but you guys are saying, yeah, well, this person's on the field, but it should be everywhere. I went to a ad club mixer meetup in Cincinnati last year about this time. It had the Reds marketing person there, the Bengals, Cincinnati Cyclones, and FC Cincinnati, the MLS team. And only one of them uses a female for any kind of announcing, and that's for pre-recorded announcements at the beginning of the Bengals game. And it shouldn't be that way. It should be just as many women that are sitting in their stands or watching on TV, and not just, oh, they gave an audition to this female. Right, Christy?
Yeah, Harry, I see your point. And from where you sit in our industry, I can see how that is your viewpoint. Getting with those agencies that you listed is not easy.
Especially now, because they're flooded
exactly
with talent. They're flooded with talent.
Exactly. So where does that leave all of the other people who can't get with those agencies to have a chance to audition for those opportunities and do what you instruct us to do as your students, which is to do the sultry read?
Well, here comes the hardest thing on planet Earth, self-marketing.
And that's what this campaign is.
And that is what people dread the most. If you can do it like a sports promo demo, for example, okay, it's really good, and it's like you've got the sultry read on UFC, and you got a nice bright read for maybe World Cup soccer, and you've got all these different reads, okay, and like 6 of them, and you are a good self-marketer, especially if you do a video version of it, then it's really cool. You can send it to affiliates. There's always sports affiliates out there, like. Here I live in Las Vegas, Raiders Confidential, at 11 o'clock on Channel 5, or, you're talking about Cincinnati, Inside the Reds, Inside the Dugout with the Cincinnati Reds. I don't know, I'm making up a title there, but there's always those shows you see not on ABC, NBC, CBS, but on your affiliate stations. And that's a great way to get cast, as a promo voice. I can't speak in terms of play-by-play and stuff. That's not what I do. But if you can self-market and you've got a really good demo and it's not just you imitating a man, that's the way to go. If you can't get the big agent. But self-marketing, everybody hates, because you got to sit there, you got to figure out all these emails, and you got to, for every 1,000 emails you send out with your demo, 999 are going to reject you, and it's not fun to be rejected. But there's always that one they'll go, okay, this is cool, and you just never know. It starts with one, right? So that would be my suggestion.
Harry, I want to follow up with a question. Let's talk about historically, because you have been a major network producer for a long time, and you have seen tons of campaigns, tons of voiceover work, and tons of voice actors coming through your doors. And I know you don't always have control of that, but when can you think back to you first started going, oh, they've got a female doing this promo? Can you take us back in history when you first started going, oh, women should be getting more of these? 90s, 80s, what are we talking about?
Oh, 5 years ago.
No kidding, just that recent.
Yeah, oh yeah. It was always like, let's just use Reno, let's just use Mike McCall, let's just use, Aaron May, let's just use, all that kind of stuff, Ike Amati, let's just use those guys. And then people started realizing it's not even just women, it's really people of color too. They started getting opportunities. And then the networks realize, oh my God, they're just as talented as those 15 middle-aged white guys that we keep using all the time. So it was like, from our seminar there was an actor named Dariki Mack. He got a bunch of CW work. Amy Ankin from our got a little bit of CW work, a couple of things. All of a sudden it wasn't just the same people. And that's the trend now. I just don't think they want that announcery guy anymore. There's just and they want to try women. They want to try people of color. They want to just, make it. Our world is diverse. I think you'll find that networks now want voiceover to be diverse as well.
Hi, everyone. This is voice actor Karin Gilfrey, and you're listening to my awesome friends Kevin and Bobby on the amazing Making Waves VO podcast.
How about we play some stuff? How about we listen to a couple of things? And Bobby, I don't know what you think, but I think now that I've thought about this, I think I only want to hear the female voices in a vacuum. I don't know if I want to hear the male voices compared. I think I just want to hear the female voices doing these spots.
Okay. I think that's fair.
Okay, so the first one we are going to play is from the lady that has joined us. And we will get some feedback, and then let me play it first, and then Christy, I'll let you describe what it was, and then we will get some feedback on how well it plays in the voiceover sandbox. Here we go.
This is the place where major is made, where every moment balances on the ledge of immortality, where any moment can become major.
Oh, drives one, deep left field, that goes Upton, back near the wall, it's out of here!
Choose your champion and welcome to the postseason, the MLB playoffs on the networks of ESPN.
Well, that sounds awfully familiar.
That's amazing. That's remarkable.
I wonder where that came from.
I remember your seminar in New York. Christy was a standout. I mean, there were a lot of guys in that room, and she was like, wow.
So,
Yeah.
Christy, what is that? Tell us what that is.
Thank you so much for those kind comments, and thanks for sharing that piece. I was at a workshop that Harry Dunn put on, and as you know, we were all in the room, and Harry came in and handed out the scripts. And Harry, I think you said something like, pick whichever one you want. And I turned to Bobby and I said, Bobby, what one are you feeling? And she said, yeah, I think I'm going to do this one. Definitely not UFC. And I was like, yeah, definitely not UFC. And then I was like, screw that. I'm doing UFC. I'm going to go in there and do UFC, because if that's the one that seems to be the most challenging, or seems to be the one that's like, no, I can't get down with that, then I want to do it. I love workshops. I love playing at workshops. I love learning, and I love challenging myself. So I went in there and did what Harry had taught me, which was to do the sultry read. And it was so much fun. And I think that read exemplifies everything that Harry teaches. And I think that it shows that women can voice for male-dominated brands, even the hardcore ones like UFC.
Yeah, exactly. That's 100% correct. What works about the sultry read, and it bears repeating, is that men can't do that read. We sound like idiots if we try to do that read, okay? It's just as bad as a woman trying to do a macho read. It's every bit as bad as a man trying to do a sultry read, okay? There's nothing sexy about a man talking like you.
The MLB playoffs.
No, not sultry at all.
It's creepy.
Oh, God. This is horrible. But again, force the promo producer, the senior vice presidents, because they're the ones who make the decisions. Force the senior vice president to make a decision. That is my advice. If you sit there and you try to imitate a man, the decision is made before you get 8 words into your audition. Make them think about, oh, that works. That's my advice.
Yeah, so make yourself so unique, and you stand out as a woman so much that their hand is forced. Like, okay, now what do? We have to choose, because that is so good and compelling, and it stands out.
Correct. That's 100% correct. Okay? That's where you have to shine. It all comes down to your performance on a sports promo. No one's just going to hand it to you, because it sucks that men have been dominating the industry. You've got to force the action with your performance.
So do you think that Christy and I, if we get a Lowe's audition, that we should read it sultry? Hell no.
Lowe's, the Home Depot of my neighborhood? No, I don't think that's commercial. That's a different thing, but I think Lowe's is more of a family-friendly sell, I would guess, right?
Well, how about, since we brought up Lowe's, how about we play another one, a female-voiced spot by a good friend of mine, Sandy Harrison Cooksey, and she did a Lowe's spot. Let's check this out really quick.
You know the time is right to get the tools you trust. Lowe's is here with more of the tools and accessories pros want at our lowest prices of the year. Do it right for less. Do it right with Lowe's.
Love it. Love it.
Buy that hammer.
The word is, it's inviting. Like, Lowe's wants you to come into the store and buy their products. So you got to invite them in. So you have to have a calm, inviting, comforting voice. And that's why that read worked.
Well, actually, I'd like to add that Lowe's over the years has really tried to stand apart from Home Depot. Home Depot is known as the men's store. It's known as, if you're a contractor, you go to Lowe's. The lighting isn't that great. It's kind of messy. The aisles are kind of all clunked together. And so Lowe's did a study, and they realized all of this, that what Home Depot is doing. So their aisles are wider. It's very well lit. There's pretty displays, because women like to go into these stores and take their time and plan and see things. So Lowe's actually is targeting women. They want more women in their store. So that begs the question, why was Sandy's spot originally voiced by a man?
I have no answer to that. I don't know the people that maybe it's the people. I guess it would be an ad agency, right? For Lowe's, they would hire an ad agency. maybe you just got some Don Draper figure that at that ad agency who only saw it one way. I don't know how to answer that.
Well, hence the Building Doors campaign. And that's why I'm doing what I'm doing, because it's those people that need to understand that if that is your goal, if you've done studies on your brand and your competitor's brand, and you're going with women and you're trying to get more women and your ads are geared towards women and your store is geared towards women, why aren't you using more women? And so Building Doors is really about getting enough attention to start the conversation with the ad agency that works with Lowe's people. When I talked to Valvoline, she literally said, I never even thought of voiceover as an opportunity for diversity.
Wow.
She's like, it's always just been status quo. This is just what we've always done. I've never thought to challenge it. And I can guarantee that Valvoline isn't the only brand that is like that. It's not like they're purposely avoiding using women. It's that it just hasn't been presented that way.
Yeah.
I think you got some good fuel this week. Actually, I think the story just came out this morning, Christy. Women's NCAA tournament. Iowa's Caitlin Clark, the Elite Eight game, just set a record for ESPN for.
I know.
I'm going like, hello. I mean,
I
a lot of women are watching sports. So why are there not female announcers?
Well, I'll be honest with you. I watched all of that game, and I've never really watched women's college basketball. Now, truthfully, I watched it because the next game was my alma mater, USC. But nevertheless, I did watch the first game, and then, of course, my alma mater got trounced in the second game. Thanks, UConn. But it was I don't know why there's not. I think a bunch of men watch that. I think because she's so prolific a scorer, and she's got the Steph Curry range where she can just blast threes from 35 feet and sink them. It's fun to watch that.
Hang around. We'll be back shortly.
Hey, this is international award-winning voice actor Krista Walrock, and you're listening to the Making Waves VO podcast with Kevin Kilpatrick and Bobby Maxwell.
Full Compass is your one-stop destination for cutting-edge audio, video, and lighting solutions. With nearly 50 years of industry expertise, we offer a vast selection of high-quality equipment, from microphones, recording interfaces, and software, to audio accessories, monitors, headphones, and other pieces to help you find your ideal sound. Our trained product experts are here to help every step of the way with unmatched customer service. You'll also get free same-day shipping, flexible financing options, and a low price guarantee. Visit us online at fullcompass.com or call 800-356-5844 today.
And now, back to Making Waves. Let's do one more. Let's do an NFL promo. And
I'm so glad you're doing this one. I'm so glad you're doing this one. Oh, I'm so happy. I'm so happy that you are.
I hope it's the one you're thinking of, but let's check it out, and then we'll come back for some organic feedback. Here we go.
Catch all your favorite postseason content on NFL Plus. Stream every playoff game and Super Bowl 58 live on mobile. Watch exclusive off-season coverage. Catch it all on NFL Plus today.
Yes,
She's my favorite so far of all the ones you've done, Christy.
She is, oh my gosh, Bavnisha she is just so, I don't know why this woman isn't booking, because if you read the comments on that post across all platforms,
yes,
the majority
love this.
The majority of the comments are, this accent is perfect. Why wouldn't
NFL,
the NFL
get her to voice your ads. NFL, get it together. Wow.
Why wouldn't the NFL use this accent? It's perfect. It's engaging. It immediately grabs your attention.
It stands out.
It stands out. Yeah, she's amazing.
Your thoughts?
NFL Plus is, I know what the NFL is, obviously. What's NFL Plus?
I'm sure it's a streaming service where you can watch all the games, I think.
Yeah. I don't understand the British. Is there a British accent? I'm not sure.
It's actually Indian, but I'm sure a lot of,
It could be British Indian, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. It really surprised me to hear that. Because we're so used to just the flat Midwestern accent for promos, but why not, I guess? I don't know. It just feels like a stunt cast to me.
Harry. Oh,
yeah,
do
I'm
you
really
know?
disappointed to hear that.
Yeah, I'm disappointed to hear that because I don't know if you follow the NFL, but they are purposely having games in other countries because they're trying to build up their fan base.
Oh, was this for advertising an international game?
No, it was just an ad that I picked off of iSpot for NFL Plus. And the NFL is currently doing this huge push.
Let me see what NFL Plus is. Would you just give me a second here? I mean, I need to know what it is I am speaking of before I walk into it.
Okay, well, while you research, the NFL is doing a huge push to build up their fan base across the pond and around the world.
Okay, well, this is different. Now, hold on. This is worldwide. You can get this NFL Plus. All right, so it's not just in the United States. All right, so with that being said, they're advertising a worldwide way of viewing the NFL. Then yes, that accent makes sense now. Now I understand.
Yeah, that you could totally hear that working and being effective. But yeah, and Christy, I think what you're doing is amazing, and I think you are definitely bringing attention to this, and I hope you get some traction. Christy, is there one more that you're like, oh, I wish you would do that one? Like, we got time for maybe one more really quick if you wanted to do one more. Any thoughts?
So I have somebody in mind, but, I'm really close to this, obviously.
Yeah.
So, Bobby, do you have somebody?
Yeah, I like Bari Tavares.
Yeah, bring it, yeah.
Oh, my God. She was at the U2 concert at the Sphere when I was there.
Yeah, she was.
Very talented.
So which one is hers? Because I'm on the TikTok page.
Weber.
Huh?
Weber Grills.
Oh, that's what it is. Okay.
Go find Tracy Lindley's NASCAR on Fox Spot. You should hear that because that's how you do it's just a perfect sports read for what, that she booked. I don't know how to find it. I mean, it's got to be on her. I know she has it on her LinkedIn and her Facebook page.
Yeah, I saw it on her LinkedIn page. It's an amazing read. She did an awesome job.
Harry, are you getting much request for female sports demos?
No, I don't do that many sports demos. The sports demos is, I don't do them unless the agent asks for them or unless the person is a good self-marketer. Otherwise, it's just going to sit there collecting dust. So if you're a good self-marketer, yes, I'll do them for you. If you're with an agent that says, yes, I could use one, yes, I'll do them for you. If you're like saying, hey, it seems like a cool idea to do this, it might be nice to have. It's like, I'm going to ask you why you want it. These what we call niche demos, like your network promo demo, everybody needs. But niche demos are like a trailer demo or a sports demo or an affiliate demo. There's got to be a reason why you're spending this kind of money for it. And I just don't want to be I don't like the idea of cash grabbing, so it's got to make sense.
I actually had one made because, believe it or not, I do a lot of pay-to-play auditions, and I see I wouldn't say a lot of auditions on there for sports, but, enough that I thought that I needed a demo.
Yeah. But you've always been a good self-marketer. I mean, that's one of your great strengths in the industry. Not that many people can do what you do. Not many people have the discipline to do what you do. I name 10 people that your peers in self-marketing, and that's about it.
All right, here we go. Weber Grill.
When adventure calls, good luck sleeping in. To get out here, you take the back road to the back roads. And secret spots? Well, keep those gems to yourself. Seriously, never tell anyone. For all the hunger you have for life, there's finally a portable grill with the versatility to keep up. A grill to help you crank out big meals for big-time adventure. Weber Traveler. Amazing food wherever you are.
Well, that's a perfect read. It's not only conversational, but it's hip conversational. It feels very contemporary. Mm-hmm. Voice is very contemporary. The way she inflects some of the colloquialisms, the way she inflects things sounds very colloquial. And it makes you want to buy it because it's not stiff. Great. A+ read.
Great amount of swagger in that too. I like the swagger.
Swagger, colloquial, saying, of course, when I saw her, she was before the U2 concert, they had a DJ that was in a car in the pit. It wasn't really an operative car. Someone just pushed it along, and she was the one dancing in front of the car from one end of the Sphere to the other. So that her actions and before U2. Yes, that's the read. That's the Barry we know and love right there.
Hi, I'm Lacey Deline, voice artist and producer, and you're watching Disney Channel. Podcast. Making Waves. Oh, Kevin and Bobby's thing! Whoops.
Andy Winslow is getting some sports spots or promos too. I've been seeing a lot of hers. She's very talented.
Yeah, Harry, what do you think about the future of women doing sports promos, women doing, Weber Grill spots, women doing, traditionally male voice stuff?
I think the future is now. I think the industry has changed. I think I think when we have this conversation in 5 years, the numbers that were presented to me at the start of this podcast will be dramatically increased.
I will have to say, Christy has put so much work into this campaign. It's just not, reaching out and saying, "Oh, Bobby, you do this spot, or you do this promo." You are contacting. You're having all these places tagged, the MLB, whomever. Tell them exactly what you're doing through this whole campaign. It's a big venture.
Oh, thanks. And I didn't realize what I was getting into when I woke up the day after that workshop with this idea. I was just frustrated, and I was like, I'm going to go do something about it. Because as Harry knows, I've been trying to, do sports promo for quite some time. And, the goal is with every post to get people to tag the brand so that their social media managers are looking on their computer saying, why are we getting tagged so much? And I follow up with messages directly to the brand to ask to have a conversation. And so the more attention that these posts get, the more tags they get, the more, the easier it is for me to then broker this conversation. And again, the conversations that I've had to date have been amazing. They have been nothing but, they've been reciprocated very well, and they appreciate the campaign. They appreciate what we're trying to do. And I'm really excited about continuing it through the end of the year, because if we've made this little progress in 30 days, I'm excited to see what we do in a year.
To support this, Christy, how can people find you readily on the 5 platforms where you're promoting this? Is there a hashtag building doors, or what would it be?
So I post every Wednesday now. So for the kickoff month for Women's History Month in March, we did 14 spots. And now this month, till the end of the year, it's every Wednesday. I will be posting on all 5 of those platforms on my accounts, which is mostly at Christy Harst or at Christy Harst VO. And in the body of the text, as well as at the end card, it instructs viewers who to tag and the hashtags. So just pay attention to those things. I deeply appreciate the voiceover community because they have really rallied behind this campaign and they are really helping push it out. So I want to make sure that all the thanks go to the people who are supporting this campaign and to all the very talented and amazing women who are lending their voice and their time to this campaign.
Love it.
Good for you. Now, Kevin, if you look at your email, I just sent you the NASCAR on Fox spot.
Oh, I'm glad you did that. Let me pull that up really quick.
Just the last one. I just want everybody that's listening to this podcast to understand how a sultry read works in a macho sport. I think it's critical to know this. Okay.
All right, let's pull that up.
Ah, the Sin City. A choice to be made in a place like this. Put it all on the line or play it safe.
Can't be afraid to gamble.
Time to put your money where your mouth is.
Go on, take the money and run. Go on, take the money and run.
The stakes are always high in this town, but with a ticket to the championship on the line, it's no time to bust.
We are ready to go. You can feel the tension. This is not just another race.
Who of the round of 8 drivers will hold them, and who will fold them? Because what happens in Vegas may or may not stay in Vegas. It's race day on FS1.
Very cool. Very cool. So, Harry, that's
I'm sorry. That is such a great read. And
how
tell
did she
me a
get
man
that job?
could do that. Tell me one man on planet Earth that could do that read like that. No way.
How did she get that
No
job,
way.
Harry?
Pardon me?
How did she get that job? I'm curious of what platform.
Vince at DPN sent her the audition, and she asked, and I talked about the sultry read, as you all know, and those who've done my seminars, and she asked if I could help her with it, and I was glad to do it. And she had the talent, and I had the idea, and the rest is TV promo history.
Well, I think we've opened some eyes for sure. Christy, thanks for what you're doing. It's amazing. And since there's 80 different ways of spelling Christy, let's go with a spelling of Christy, last name Harst, Harst. If you want to do an @ there, you can find all the platforms where you can hear these spots voiced by these super talented women. And Harry Dunn, how can folks reach out to you if they would like some demo production or just consultation?
Well, my website is DunnPromo, DUNNPROMO.com. And to email me, just harry@dunnpromo.com. And I'll be glad to talk to you. And I have to say, I would say better than 50% of my clients are women. Here's the thing. I just did VO Atlanta for the first time in my life. And I taught an advanced promo seminar. It was a thing where it was invitation only. I just didn't want newbies there because it was too hard what I was teaching. I was teaching how to do network auditions, not show auditions for network, but an actual network audition, how to do sizzle reels. And we had a sold out crowd. 10 of the 12 were women.
Wow.
And nobody, I repeat, not one single person at that seminar had to go past the second read. That was the quality of the talent there.
That's fantastic. Well, the future is looking bright. And Christy, if any of these buyers are interested in getting in touch with you, what's the quickest way to get in touch with you?
Christy at ChristyHarst.com. Christy, Christy. Christy Harst, Harst.
And if you're planning on continuous through the year, if you're a female listener of the podcast and you love sports or male-dominated brands, definitely reach out to Christy because she might be featuring you on one of her upcoming spots.
And Christy, if you ever start a campaign to promote middle-aged white guys, I'm right here to help you, okay?
Like you guys need it.
Live and walk your campaign every day.
Thank you so much, Harry. Thank you so much, Christy, for being on. This has been a great episode. And again, I hope we've opened up some eyes. Right, Bobby?
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for being on, guys.
Thank you.
Well, Bobby, we didn't get to hear yours. Let's do yours now as the finale, if we can.
Yeah, all of April is Major League Baseball, and you know me. You know me and my Reds.
Bobby loves her baseball. So let's hear Bobby's Major League Baseball promo.
A new show is coming to Hollywood. It's full of high-speed chase scenes and old-school showdowns. It's packed with suspense and a whole lot of heists. There might even be a few superheroes. MLB All-Star Week, live from Los Angeles.
Wow.
It was a very different promo. It wasn't your I'm going to scream, come see the game. It was Hollywood.
Yeah, it was regal.
It
was a little more formal sports promo.
Yeah.
And you nailed it. That was gorgeous. I was I was waiting for a gritty, kind of sultry like Harry was talking about, but that was very posh and it was lovely. It was just good stuff. And Bobby, when you see the video, when you search for the video, you will see Bobby wearing her baseball hat, her Cincinnati Reds love, and all that good stuff.
Oh, I forgot to tell you my favorite part of this whole thing, Kevin. When Christy emailed me about sending my thing, she has a little the text that'll go over that, and she said, Bobby's really been into sports. She's a huge fan of her St. Louis Cardinals, and I was like, what?
Oh, wow. Oh.
I immediately thought of you in our picture where we got our backs to each other in our Reds and Cardinals. I was like, hello? No, I just threw up a little bit in my mouth.
Oh, good stuff. Well, this has been a great episode. And, I feel you on your thoughts. Maybe we didn't quite hit the mark. Maybe we didn't make the impression enough. But it is something, and I'm not washing over it, but it is something that can be built upon, right?
Yes. And that's what she's doing, and that's what we're doing.
Love it. Another great episode of the Making Waves VO podcast, presented by Full Compass, fullcompass.com.
We know VO.
Sorry, I had to do that.
The Making Waves VO podcast is produced by K2 Media Productions with hosts Kevin Kilpatrick and Bobby Maxwell. Sound design and editing by Jason Traver. Production assistance by Lacey Deline. Publicity and social media by Shannon Scott and Silas Phillips. Be sure to subscribe to the Making Waves VO podcast on your favorite platform. For all episodes, merchandise, gear, and more, visit makingwavesvo.com. Until next time, I'm AJ McKay. Keep making waves.